My husband's entire family wore white to our wedding to prove I'd never be good enough for their son, so I made sure they turned into laughingstocks. The day I met Brian's mother, Rita, she looked me up and down and said I seem nice for a temporary girlfriend. That should have been my warning. Brian and I met at a veterinary conference in Denver. He was presenting on equine surgery, I was there for my small animal practice. We bonded over terrible conference coffee and our shared obsession with emergency medicine. 6 months later, he proposed at the same conference, right where we'd first met. His family's reaction was immediate and vicious. Rita called Brian, crying, saying he was throwing his life away. His father, Richard, sent a formal email listing all the women from their country club who would have been better choices. His sister Sophia started a group chat with the extended family called Brian's Mistake, where they shared articles about divorce rates. They didn't know Brian had seen it when he borrowed Sophia's phone. For 2 years, I tried everything. I brought Rita her favorite flowers on every visit. I helped Richard with his classic car restoration research. I attended Sophia's boring charity luncheons, where her friends whispered about me being a gold digger, even though I made more money than Brian. Nothing worked. They wanted their son to marry Victoria, the daughter of their best friends who'd been waiting for Brian to notice her since high school. Victoria, who still called him twice a week. Victoria, whose parents owned half the commercial real estate in town. I stopped trying after Rita's Thanksgiving incident. She'd invited Victoria to dinner without telling us, seated her next to Brian, and spent the entire meal talking about their shared memories while I sat there like furniture. Brian finally told them that if they couldn't respect me, they wouldn't be part of our lives. They backed off, but only superficially. The wedding planning revealed their true strategy. Rita insisted on being involved, then criticized every choice. The venue was too rustic. The flowers were too simple. The caterer wasn't prestigious enough. She offered to pay for upgrades, but only if she could make the decisions. We declined and paid for everything ourselves. 3 days before the wedding, Sophia called Brian, panicking. She'd seen our cousin posting about her dress and realized she'd bought the same one I'd described as similar to mine. Could she still wear it? Brian told her absolutely not. Buy something else. She agreed, sounded apologetic even. The morning of our wedding, I was getting ready with my bridesmaids when the photographer knocked. He needed to discuss something urgent. Brian's family had arrived for pre-ceremony photos, and there was a situation. Every single one of them was wearing white. Rita was in a white beaded gown that looked like a mother of the bride dress because it was one. Richard is in a white suit. Sophia is in a white cocktail dress. Brian's grandmother, aunts, uncles, and cousins, all in white. 23 people dressed like they were attending their own weddings. The photographer didn't know what to do. My maid of honor, Julia, started cursing. My mother went silent, which was worse than yelling. I asked the photographer to give us a moment and sat down to think. They wanted to ruin my wedding. They wanted the photos to look ridiculous, for everyone to talk about how his family upstaged me, for the day to be about their protest instead of our marriage. But then I remembered something. Julia's sister managed a Halloween store that stayed open year-round for theater productions. It was 40 minutes away. I called her. Did she have costume accessories in bulk? Specifically, did she have those cheap promotional t-shirts from last Halloween's zombie run? The bright red ones with fake blood spatters that said Survivor in huge letters? She had boxes of them. Julia and 2 bridesmaids drove there while I continued getting ready. They came back with 30 shirts and a bag of accessories. I had the wedding coordinator call a quick meeting with Brian's family in the garden, away from other guests. I walked out in my wedding dress, carrying the box of shirts. Rita started to speak, probably to make some excuses.